Up the Doggies. We needed this last week when we were watching him live. Me and my best mate, who's a Doggies fan, really hoping to get that win and see some fireworks. And we got it last night in that second half instead. And Shane Flanagan in the press conference there, not happy at all, and said that there might be some changes. New South Wales Cup boys might be called upon here for this team, because he was so happy with that first half. And I agree, they were playing great. And then the second half was an absolute mess, and the Dogs went on an absolute tear, with Lomax getting sin bin near the end as well. A couple more tries after that, which hurt. And, a double to Carraz, a double to Burton, and a double to Jamin bloody Savin. You wouldn't read about it, that's for sure. And two fairly easy tries, but for him to get 70 minutes in this as well is pretty wild. So a bunch of good scores here. And let's go through them now. Very happy with Carrazzle Dazzle. Shout out there to Brenton for his team name. He's claiming that he is the reason that Carraz is scoring well this year. And it's the only reason, isn't it? Has to be. 79 for him, average of 49 now. And he has been great all year. He'll be up, I think. Yeah, he'll get to 100k in gains now after the last 2 good weeks. And that's massive. And he's been one of the shining lights in my team. He's kind of saved my bacon a few times, saved the day there. And he does it again. That right-hand side, obviously, with Sexton coming in as well, I did think that was going to be a little bit more helpful, but it's really just since the introduction of Stephen Crichton on that right-hand side, they have decided to go that way a little bit more, and they're finding a little bit of love on the left and also on the right-hand side. And the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks has been more Carraz's side than it has been on the left with, Bronson, with Kikau, and obviously Addo-Carr. We're all absolutely dominant for a month there. And so if you are looking for a dual position, wing fullback center, Carraz is the guy, and he's been incredible for myself, and I think that he can do a great job for any of your teams as well. Obviously, there's some other guys in Garrick, in Manu, these types of players that will also do an incredible job. So just, pick based on what your team needs and the buy rounds that these players miss and how that suits you better. Because I think Garrick's going to be a really cool one to own post round 13. So, have a look at that one there for sure. So 79 for him. Getting across the board, obviously, with 3 line breaks, 256 meters was incredible work from him. And it looks like he's gotten over a lot of his injuries that he was carrying through the preseason. And into that first few games, it was a little bit of a shaky start. He wasn't coming in and taking lots of carries. And much better in this one. No errors, just the 1 missed tackle, no penalties. A much better game for Jacob. Speaking of Jacob Little, 74 in this one with a try. So he was the hooker option in this game, but obviously ended up pretty good for Reedy as well with 59 and an early mark for him. But Jacob Little, we know that he can have these types of games if he does score a try, but the full 80 minutes in this one. Is this something that's going to happen going forward? Is this a change that, is he one of the better guys in this game that Flanagan can keep in his side and playing big minutes? Potentially. For sure. But we'll have to see going forward who they name on the bench and how they decide to play things. But in this game, they did have 2 injuries, remember? So keep an eye on all the minutes for these guys, and most of them are a little bit inflated because of it. Matty Burton, another 72. He continues to do good work. That really tough first month, and then he's been incredible since then. So if you jumped on after the first 3 or 4 games, you've absolutely laughing to the bank and to some incredible scores there. Now at a 51.6 average with a double in this game. The goals as well, but just really solid across the board with only 2 misses. He, I think, has to play Origin now, whether it's 14, whether it's in the halves, or whether it's at 3 or 4 in the centres. I think he needs to be there, but we'll wait and see till next week, which you'll know after this anyway if you want to make that decision on Matty B. Jamin Salmon, how funny was this one? Not. As a seller last week, he would have been... I would have played him this week, to be fair. I would have definitely looped him. I would have looped him. I would have played Hughes straight up, which I did anyway. But I would have looped Salmon if I did hold on. Annoying. But that means, would I have brought Max King then? Maybe not. Who knows? But 63 for him. Gets another price rise now, really. A little bit. Not too crazy. But it'd be good to go for next week as well. I'm not sure if he's going to play these massive minutes if Kurt Mann does return and Preston look great again. So, take it for what it was this week. If you looped him, awesome. If you're playing him straight up, even better. But picked up that line break. 2 tries there. Good tackle numbers. 3 penalties still. And, a turnover tackle. So, that's Salmon. That's enough on him. Jack de Belin. He came out and he rocketed into this game. I think he was like 30 in 23 minutes, doing some crazy work there, obviously with a couple of runs, which got him a bunch of tackle breaks early, and then 41 tackles for 1 miss, 155 run meters. It was 60 in 69 minutes for him. So his highest minutes game of the year. Don't expect this to continue going forward. They lost Hamsele early. They lost Bird in that first half as well. So I do think that was part of the reason why he played such a high chunk of minutes, 69 at that, and expected to go down a little bit, but he was the guy to buy, getting a 60. Max King very close in those low minutes as well, but yeah, couldn't have asked for anything more if you did go for DeBellin. I had him in that best 13 for round 13. He was the most expensive mid available. That should score really well for you. So JDB, Tarpanet, and Max King, the first two of those three, did really well in this game. So that was 60 for him. Have a look at him next week if you need it. Misses 16 and 19, just be aware of that. But Reed Marnie, 59 with 2 try assists, and had one that, he passed off to Salmon, who didn't actually need the assist, so he didn't get that, but the other two were genuine assists. And decent tackle numbers, got some kicks, got a forced dropout, turnover tackle, and offload. A little bit of everything for Reed in this one, and just continuing to show why he's the best hooker available right now that covers 5 of those 6 big buy rounds. Simple as that. Have a look at him for next week. Max King, 56. He only played 49 minutes in this one, but that is off the back of playing 62 last week. So again, remember the workloads and all the science that these coaches have. Every time we've seen guys that they're irregular, out of sorts, extra minutes kind of thing, they usually come back down to earth. And you saw that with King here with 49 minutes. That other guys doing good things. Bailey Hayward started. You had Salmon playing back and playing big minutes as well. So a few things there, but he scored incredibly well. 2 offloads, 170 meters. Didn't have to tackle as much, more for the fact that they basically had the ball the whole second half. So got the good meters, thank goodness for that. Tackle breaks, the offloads, and also the turnover tackle. So that was great for Maxi King. Couldn't have asked for much more in those minutes. PPM is incredible. Moses Sully with 52. He had a great game as well. He only had the 1 negative stat in the penalty. Outside of that, it was good running, a nice try, 8 tackle breaks, and that try there was awesome. Mish actually sold him finally in her team this week. Has too many centers, so I was like, all right, Sully, you can go. Pulls out a 52, best one of the year. Shock how it works. Speaking of good PPMs, Josh Curran was running like he was he was going to be Gornskis, that's for sure, but 173 there meters, and turnover tackle there, 2 offloads. Again, low tackle numbers, but didn't need to in this one. 51 in 40 minutes. Well done if you did buy as a new buyer this week. You may have got scared off when he got moved back to the bench, and the minutes aren't great. That's 3 of the last 4 weeks where he's gone under 45 minutes, so not good there. Speaking of guys that got a little bit of a bump in minutes, we thought, Francis Molo was in a good little paddock for a few weeks there, and then he went back in minutes, back down, and then he's back up again this week, but with the injuries to Hamsele and also Jack Bird, they moved Eisenhuth and all those things there. But Preston, 49 with 47 minutes there with that try. He was great. Surely he starts to build on that. Obviously, this was not a forced change for him. He just got a few more minutes. Came on in that first half, but he didn't come on for Jamin Salmon, who moved to the middle. He actually came on for Hayward at that time at 34 minutes or something like that, whatever that is. 33 minutes there. So, interesting how that one's going to play out when Kurt Mann comes back. Does he get back to a start? We don't know. But, could be a bye next week. We'll have to see how that one plays out. Blake Laurie with 45 points. Sexton with 44 on his second game of the season? Second game. Yeah, he played a bench game, didn't he? But Sexton with that, solid. Do you want to look at him for next week? I don't know. Is Drew Hutchison done now that they got a good win without him? Potentially. Zach Lomax, he literally had a finger on Addo-Carr when he stepped out. He stepped out just for his own will, not on Lomax, and Lomax picks up the 10 points there. So that helped him out. Obviously, a sin bin take a lot of that away from him, but 42 for him. With a sin bin, you take it for sure in a game where you got trounced. So, that's that for Lomax. I don't know if you'd buy him, but an easy hold. Kikau with 41, Sherry with 40, so solid enough on that side for both those guys. Sewer with 37 for owners. Don't know how much of a good audition that was for Origin, but We'll see what happens with him. 37. Eisenhuth with 36. Again, edge in this one. And then some center. So, yeah, got a lot of his tackles. Well, I suppose in both halves, to be fair, when they didn't have the ball much. Adokar with 34 with 1 line break. Crichton, a try and a try assist, doing good things there. Hayward got a try assist as well for 33, starting there, 44 minutes. Luciano Leilua with 30 in 55. Again, not someone you want to look at, but may affect, DeBellin or Eisenhuth and these guys. Tracy's 28, 1 try assist with that nice chip. That was cool. That helped out. Benny Hunt, 26. We don't want to look at Tracy, guys. A bit too, low on the scoring side. Benny Hunt, 26. Probably a sell now that he's going to be in Origin. Flanagan, 24. If you haven't sold yet, if you need him for next week, sweet. If not, get rid of him. Just the scoring's not good enough. Sloan, 23. Hasn't had his... he's been up and down, obviously, this year. Husey, I had to play him this week, just only having 17. I was hoping for a bit more, but minutes were good. It was the, obviously, lack of tackles in this one, and he had 8 in negatives, which hurt. To have 130 meters, no tackle breaks, no offloads, was a bit frustrating as well. When they basically had the ball the whole time, he wasn't going to get tackles, but we needed a little bit on the attacking tackle break, offload side of things, which didn't happen. But 22, we got up to 38 last week, which is good. 22 this week, so 30 a week, which is exactly what he's averaging now, 30.1. So there you go. That's that. Shout out to Bird. Just really sad to see him get injured like that, and the traumatic nature of it. Hopefully it's not horrendously bad and he can be back, after the bye period or something like that. Just for his sake, for sure. But he obviously hasn't had the best time of it in fantasy either. 26.4 average at centre this year with a couple of issues across the season so far. And then Harmsele, shoulder, pec issue, was kind of struggling through that last sort of 5 minutes that he was on. And then, they popped him off after 14 minutes. And that was the end of him. So let's wait to find out what's happening with that shoulder pec issue. And, find out obviously hopefully it's just a 1 week thing and you've got him for next week. But if he is out and it doesn't work out, then sad, and you will have to trade him, which is just another one of those trades. And then they had Turpin on there as cover, either to play in the middle or to play some 9. And with the nice lead that they had, they were able to get Reed off early, which was good for Terps. And then Ravalawa on that left hand side is just disgusting, isn't it? 6 in 80 minutes for him. So congrats to the Dogs. I've got to tip them again, which was nice. And happy days for Doggies. All right, speaking of big scorers, we got Karaz in Supercoach at 137. Incredible work. He'll go up to about 140-ish with a couple of offloads that get updated. Burton with 83. Great situation as well for him. He's just been crushing it at the moment. 759k. Yeah, so good in recent history. Like these last bunch of scores for him have been amazing. He went 15, 50, 35, and then he's gone... His lowest score since then is 67. 147, 79, 80, 73, 80, 80, and then 83 in this one. So consistent. It's been amazing. Any salmon holders got 80 or make some cash. Reed Marnie with a 71. So really good situation for anyone who did decide to buy him. I grabbed him in the head-to-head team. This is my team here with just Curran. I popped the VC on him because I'm going drinky tonight in that first game. And so that was good for Reedy. Crichton was solid. Preston also. Max King, if you got him, you'll end up with about 60 for him, which is good. Tracy, a good one, good outing for him in Supercoach. Doubled his fantasy score. And then, kick out 51. Sexton, an early return 52. Husey 28. So, nothing special on that front. And Adokar 39. And then for the Dragoons, you've got DeBellin with the 61. Probably the most relevant guy there. Anyone who jumped on Little picked up the 86 with the try. Anyone with Eisenhuth, a little bit of a frustrating score at 42. Has been good across the season, but lower one there. And then Lomax with 32. That's the real hurtful one there, unfortunately, for owners of him being so expensive. He'll be pretty cheap, like a lot cheaper coming into next week after that now. He is at 717. He'll be well into the late 600s. And it's a bit more of a potential purchase with the next game against Penrith. You beauty. Nah, maybe we don't want him next week. But there you go. That's Lomax. And then, Harmsele, if you got him 12, not good there on that front. So you'll probably have to sell him, I imagine. Mr. Hame? I'm not sure how to say it yet. Someone needs to tell me how to say his name exactly correctly. All right, that is the Thursday update, guys. Just the one there. Obviously, we've got a couple playing tonight. Cowboys kick things off. I'm super excited for that. against the Tigers into Eagles up against the Storm. So 2 really good games tonight. I think, from just how many players we've got from a Cowboys perspective, and then, the Storm Eagles, obviously with Kohler being out, it's a bit frustrating, but get to watch Garrick again and get that big score out of my way for fantasy anyway. But at least I've got him in Supercoach. But thanks for being here, guys. I'll catch you in that Friday video.